Dobry den.
Stravete.
And welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Yes, and being January, as you would expect, the week's been dominated by the weather.
Yeah, it's been cold.
Very cold.
I think we've got down to -7 at night, haven't we?
We have, yes.
And not anything much above freezing during the day.
No, it's been wrap up warm, stay indoors, and try not to let your toes get too cold. As a result of this very, very cold weather, rather than getting on with jobs, which we can't do because temperatures are too low, we've done a week of planning. What we're going to do this year, we haven't denied about this because we don't want to commit ourselves to too much, but also we don't want to commit ourselves to not enough. So we've looked forward to decide what we're going to try and achieve this year. Then at the end of the year, we can see if we've achieved it.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Max's bedroom. That'll be the first one.
Yeah, that's almost ready to go. The only thing stopping us is the weather.
Yes, the first thing we need to do is finish off the floor in there, put down a concrete floor.
But as previously mentioned, you can't do it when the water in the concrete freezes when it's setting. So
yeah, it certainly makes it a lot weaker, so that's got to wait. But apart from the floor and a bit of the ceiling,
there's a bit of channeling in on the walls.
Hopefully that room shouldn't take us too long.
We'll see.
Unless Adam gets his perfection head on.
I do like to do a job properly. But once we finish with Max's room and move Max back into his room, we can then start the next room, which was our bedroom, is currently Max's bedroom, but will be our kitchen and living room.
Yeah, and that's our biggest job, I think.
I think so.
Not so much in size, but just in terms of what we're doing.
Yes, we have to replace the floor completely.
And possibly the floor joists.
And possibly the floor joist. It's the floor that's above the cellar, so it's a suspended floor, and it moves when you walk on it, which
never a good thing.
doesn't inspire confidence. So we've got to do that. We also want to knock a hole in the wall to put a doorway through from the top house to the bottom house. So I'll have to work out the rafters for supporting the door frame, work out the angle of the door, work out the angle of the descent, build the steps, build them into the floor. That on top of the making good of the plaster and the ceiling and those sort of things. So that is quite a big job. And
also put a stairway
up
into the loft on the top part of the house.
When I put in the shower room, I of course covered up the loft access. Planning to put one into what will be our kitchen. So yes, that's another part of the job. And then a stairway storage system, that's what I'm calling it at the moment, to get up to the loft hatch so we can use the loft space and our balcony.
Yes. We can still get into the loft space, but only via the balcony and a ladder.
Which in this weather
is not ideal.
So that's all part of that job. So we're expecting that to take a fair bit of time.
Yeah, we think that'll be the biggest job this year.
I think so, yeah. So that's the internal jobs.
And they're the two we definitely want to get done.
Yes.
There are others we can do.
Oh, absolutely.
If we get past those two.
Yes, there's the corridors to sort out and get sorted.
And what is currently our kitchen, which is going to become our spare room, come craft room.
Yeah.
Anything room.
Yes, so there's a whole list of jobs that need to be done. And that's just inside the house.
Yeah. We also want to put another staircase in the tool shed.
Yeah, so looking to put steps up instead of a ladder. It's not the best idea to go up a ladder carrying stuff. So we're going to put a set of steps up the first bit to where it goes behind the chimney. And then a small set of steps up into the loft. So that when you've got your arms full of stuff, you can just walk up the stairs.
Yeah, we think if we've got a proper stairway up there, we'll use it.
We're more likely to use it than just it sit there and we go, oh, I don't want to go up the ladder with whatever I'm trying to get up there. So that's the plan in the lamb oven room. So moving outside, we've decided at the side of the house where you enter the woodland, we're going to put a decking area. The decking area we've decided is going to have an outside bath, possibly a hot tub, possibly an outdoor shower. The plans are still up in the air a bit, but that's kind of what we want to use it for.
And we want to build a composting toilet.
We do, outside. Not too far from the house.
But just one that we can use for more ecological toilet use.
Yeah, but not when it's -7.
No. Still wants his internal toilet.
Oh yes. So that's the decking area. We're also looking at starting the terry conversion. As you probably know, he's been sat in the barn now for 8-9 months, waiting for me to do something with him. And we thought it would be quite a good project that I can pick up and put down as I'm waiting for concrete to dry or whatever job I'm doing. If I can't do any work on that for a couple of days, I can switch to the terry conversion. So that's the plan with terry. We've also got to look at our roof.
All our roofs.
They all need a little bit of attention. We're still umming and ahhing about whether we just keep repairing for the time being and maybe get them done in a few years' time, or if we bite the bullet and spend the money now and get the roof done. It's still up in the air, that one, we don't know. And windows, we still haven't really decided what we're doing with the windows. The doors we want to keep because they're full of character, and I don't think PVC doors would work really well with the house. The windows, however, may go PVC, we don't know. We've got to look and see what options are out there, but they do need doing.
You've not done your usual levels of research on that yet.
Not so far. But when we come to seriously look at the windows, I'll be trawling the internet, don't worry.
I'd certainly like to keep the wooden frames, even if we don't.
There's a possibility. We want to see what is possible and what would suit the house best. What are we planning in the garden?
We're planning raised beds, 2 potato towers, one for earlies, one for lates.
Yep, and just general other veg and bits and pieces. Tomato.
I quite like fruit trees planted, a few more fruit trees in the top field, and maybe some berry bushes.
So we're hoping that this year we produce a bit more of the food we eat than we did last year. But we won't be self-sufficient. We've got too much building work to do.
Outside of the house and what we do here, we do plan, COVID permitting, to see more of Bulgaria this year.
Yeah.
We didn't get out much last year to visit anywhere.
No. I mean, we did a day trip to Varna.
Razgrad we went to.
We went to Razgrad. We did a half day in VT. But just generally kind of exploring, having a look around.
Maybe getting to Sofia.
Maybe. So other trips we may be looking at is a visit to the what we're calling the Flying Saucer Monument.
Just because we can't pronounce the name properly.
But I think you know what it is.
But there's loads of places we'd like to go and see.
Oh yeah.
Bulgaria's got a very rich culture and history, especially of ancient monuments.
Yeah, and it's stuff we were hoping to do last year. But circumstances being what they are, we didn't get around to it.
But this year we plan to do a few more of those.
Yeah.
And to give you a break from house building.
Yeah. We're also looking at coming back to the UK together a few more times.
Just to catch up with family.
Yeah, it's been a while. Again, that's travel restrictions permitting, but I'm sure as the year goes on, hopefully things will improve. We'll see.
We'll keep our fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
But we'll be back next week, doing hopefully a bit more than we've done this week.
Again, depends on the weather, but we'll see.
It's the time of year when we just have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
And you have to put up with it.
We did. We did have electricity cut this week, didn't we?
We did. They turned the power off. We think it was an intended power cut.
It was off from 9 to 12.
Yeah.
So that seems quite precise for an electric cut.
It does, yeah. So we think they were just doing a bit of maintenance work, which why not leave it to the coldest week of the year? But other than that, nothing more to tell you.
No, next week Adam may have a new toy.
Oh yes. We're not going to give too much away, but it could be interesting.
One you've been looking forward to.
Very much so.
And it's not the cement mixer.
No. Watch this space. So until next week.
Take care.
Stay safe.
Do skoro.
Do skoro.